නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු වරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස බුද්ධං ධම්මං සංඝං නමස්සාමි. Hello Dhamma friends. I am Venerable Medhavi from Thapoarana, Pasyala, Sri Lanka. We start this Dhamma sermon series. It's called Mindful Momentum. Through that way, I am trying to give a practical solution for your everyday problems based on Buddhist philosophy, and it's all about mindfulness practice actually. So today also I have another question and the answer. Actually the question is given by someone else yesterday, asked about what is Nibbana, and I'm trying to explain it to my understanding, a taste of freedom in life. So let us explore a question that has echoed in the heart of the many for centuries actually. What is Nibbana? Is it a place? Is it the end of everything? Is it something far away, only for saints? Or is it something we can touch, taste, and begin to realize even here right now? The Buddha taught us not to follow blindly, but to see for ourselves. Let us look not through imagination, but through mindfulness. Nibbana is not a place, but a freedom. Often people think of Nibbana as a paradise or a kind of a heaven, but the Buddhas never described it in that way though. He called asankata the unconditioned. It is not something created, not something made or born. It is the end of something though. The end of greed, the end of hatred, and the end of delusion. The Buddha said, there is monks unborn, unbecome, unmade, unconditioned. If they were not, there would be no escape from the born, become, made, and conditioned. This is an udana. That escape is Nibbana actually. It is not an inhalation, for the person, but extinction of the fires that keep suffering alive. So then the $1,000,000 question is, how do we begin to taste the Nibbana? Not through travel or rituals, but by observing our mind or observing the mind. When you catch yourself about to speak with anger and instead choosing silence or kind words, that is a taste of. When desire arises and you say, I don't need this to be happy, and you let it pass, that is a taste of freedom. Every time we speak, every time we pause, breathe, reflect, and let go, we get a small glimpse of that unshaken peace. Nibbana is cooling, quenching, like fire slowly dying out when the fuel is no longer added. The Pali words literally means to blow out, the blowing out of the fires of lust, hatred, and delusion. Nibbana is not a place, it is a state of freedom. Freedom from greed, freedom from hatred, freedom from delusion. Every moment we drop a clinging, we taste a bit of Nibbana. In speech, when you want to argue but choose to peace, that is a step forward Nibbana. Right speech not just ethical, it's liberating. In thoughts, let it go of jealousy, anger or craving, even for a moment, brings lightness. That lightness is a small reflection of the greater peace. In action, living with mindfulness and compassion loosens the grip of self. When we stop acting out of ego, we act from stillness. Nibbana is known through the end of suffering. Adding more. When something bothers us and we say, let it go, and truly do, that is the direction. It's not about achieving, but releasing. Once a monk asked the Buddha, what is the flavor of your teachings? The Buddha replied, like the great ocean has but one taste, the taste of salt, so too does my Dhamma have but one taste, the taste of freedom. Let us remember this, not the taste of fear, not guilt, but freedom, freedom from suffering. There was a time Venerable Sachagotta, a wandering ascetic, came to the Buddha with deep questions. He asked, Venerable Gautama, does the Tathagata exist after death? Buddha remained silent. Vachakota asked again, when does he not exist after death? Still the Buddha was silent. Later, Venerable Ananda asked, why didn't you answer, Lord? The Buddha replied, if I had said that Tathagata exists after death, that would be eternalism. If I had said he does not, that would be the wrong again. The Tathagata has gone beyond all categories of existence and non-existence. It cannot be grasped by logic or language. This story reveals a deep truth about the Nibbana can be fully explained. It must be realized. It is not something we believe in, but something to know by ending suffering. A layperson once came to a wise elder monk and said, Venerable, I understand that in Nibbana the fire of desire goes out, but where does the fire go? The elder monk smiled and said, when a lamp is extinguished, where does the flame go? The layperson said, I don't know. Elder monk replied, exactly. The flame depends on oil, wick and air. When those conditions end, the flame doesn't, it simply ceases. In this way, in the same way, when the conditions of craving and ignorance are gone, suffering ceases. That ceasing is Nibbana. Nibbana in everyday life, you don't need to wait for that to know about the Nibbana. In every time you forgive instead of hate, every time you pause instead of react, every time you speak truthfully instead of lie, Every time you let go instead of clinging, you are working to the path to Nibbana. That peace is not beyond you, it is within reach. It is not dramatic, it is still. Nibbana is not something to achieve with ambition, but something to uncover through the stillness. Uncover through stillness. Like a clear sky revealed when the clouds pass. The pieces of Nibbana is already here when you stop grasping, stop resisting, and simply awaken. Even if we have not yet fully realized it, we can begin to live with the flavor of freedom. It starts in small ways. It starts in small ways. Mindfulness speech, act of kindness, letting go of our fixed views. So let us practice not to reach somewhere far, but to see clear where what here but to see clear what is here. And as we let go moment by moment, may we all taste the deep and liberating flavor of the Dhamma called Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for listening. See you next time.